The church is the building we go to when we want to learn about God.
Nope, this is a church.
Those are people.
Yep, in fact, it's you and me.
You kinda lost me.
The church isn't a building. The church is the people who have made Jesus the leader of their lives. And that's us. We don't go to church, we are the church. And we exist for the world.
Oh, okay. I still don't get it.
Let's look in the book of Acts. That's where the Bible talks about the very first church, the people who first believed in Jesus. They didn't have buildings to meet in, so they met where they could, usually in people's homes.
So their church was a house?
Nope, the church met in houses. Even then, the church was the people. And the apostles taught them many things about God. They did great and wonderful things with God's power. God did amazing things through everyone in the church.
Through all the people? How?
The people of early church put others first. They prayed together, they shared meals, they shared their time, they shared everything.
Everything? Really? Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure. The Bible tells us that when one of them needed something, others shared what they had. They even sold things and used the money to help out.
That's amazing.
That's putting others first. The early church was really good at it. For instance, this one guy, Joseph, sold a field and brought the money to the people of the church to help those who needed it.
Awesome. What made them do that?
They all agreed. They all wanted to live like Jesus, and the apostles told them how Jesus put others first when he died on the cross and went up to heaven.
The early church learned about Jesus and lived like him, so they put others first. I think I get it.
Great, but you haven't heard the best part. When others saw how those first church people lived, it made them want to follow Jesus too. In fact, more people decided to follow Jesus every single day.
Wow, God did do amazing things through the first church people.
And God still does amazing things through his people when they live like Jesus and put others first.
Right, because we are the church.
And we exist for the world.
Hello, Factory family. My name is Jaden, and we're so glad to have you here. Today, we're so excited to learn about how to be quick to listen, but not to be quick to speak. So right now, we're gonna start with a little praise and worship.
You are more than my words can say. I follow you everyone, and welcome to the factory. Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Pastor O, for those of you who do not know. If this is your first time joining us for the factory, we welcome you. The factory is the children ministry of Revealing Truth Ministries, where we do welcome you to join us as part of today's lesson. And when this whole quarantine thing is done, we welcome you to join us in the back as well. Now, we do know that you all are getting ready for your summer break. Also, you know what? I want you to use the comment section and let us know what is something fun that you're going to get to do this summer. We know that with this whole quarantine thing, it changes up our plans a little bit, but you can still use this time to be creative, to come up with something fun that you're going to do this summer. So let us know. For today's lesson, as Jaden said a little earlier, we are focusing on our words and the importance of being slow to speak and quick to listen. Last month, we talked a little bit about just the power that our tongue has and the fact that our tongue can be very sharp like a sword or dangerous like a fire-breathing dragon. But today we're going to talk a little bit about just the fact that, just to add to that lesson, by discussing the importance of just listening more than you talk. God has given us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So that would mean you should be listening 2 times more than you actually would, the words that you use to talk and so on, because your words can get you in trouble. So we want to avoid that. For today's discussion, though, we're going to go and take a look at James chapter 1, verses 19 through 27. James chapter 1, verse 19 in the Easy Reader version tells us, "My dear brother and sister, always be willing to listen than to speak. Keep control of your anger. Anger does not help you live the way God wants." And the second part of verse 21 tells us to be humble and accept God's teaching that is planted in your heart. Now, as we've talked about the fact that our words, we understand the importance that the things that we say, how it can impact others, and also just being mindful of the fact that we shouldn't be quick to get upset, to use our words to lash out against or towards others. We should use our words to help encourage others, to help speak life into them. Now, one of the other ways that you can use your words is not just how you say or what you say, but listening closely to someone else's situation to know exactly how to reply. So with this, go ahead and watch this video and pay close attention, because we're going to come back and just to see what you noticed that occurred as part of this short clip.
No! No, you can't take my rocket to the top! Riley and I are going to the moon! Riley can't be done with me.
Hey, it's gonna be okay. We can fix this. We just need to get back to headquarters. Which way to the train station?
I had a whole trip planned for us.
Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, Bing Bong, look at this. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and we all go there. Won't that be fun? Come on, let's go to the train station.
I'm sorry they took your rocket. They took something that you loved. It's gone. Forever.
Sadness. Don't make him feel worse.
Sorry.
It's all I had left of Riley.
I bet you and Riley had great adventures.
Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time, we had breakfast twice that day.
Sadness.
It sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it.
Oh, she did. We were best friends.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm okay now. Come on, The train station is this way.
As you saw from the video clip a moment ago, being mindful of your words and just using powerful words has more to do than just the things that you say and how you say those things. It also involves you actively listening to what's going on around you in order to know how to reply. From the video clip, it showed that there were 3 characters. One was solely focused on doing the thing that she wanted to do. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, what can we do so we can get to this place and so on? And she wasn't actively listening to the things that he was saying. The 3rd character came in and sat down with him and listened and provided a response that was based on the things that he was saying. So it's important to know using the right words and just being using the gifts that God has given us. God has given us ears. God has given us mouth. God has given us the ability to speak positive words into other people. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. If you come into a situation where you get upset and you might want to, since we're at home with our families right now, I know that it can be a little challenging at times, but you might want to use some hurtful words towards your brother or sister because they did something that you didn't like. But before you do that, go ahead and pause for a second and just think. First, you should think, what would Jesus do? Next, you should maybe count to 10 or something just to calm down a little bit before lashing out at that individual. Then put yourself in his or her shoes to understand why they may have said what they said or the reason they reacted the way that they did. So again, be slow to speak, quick to listen, and to help you with determining the next thing that you're going to do in whatever situation you might be in. Now, of course, we like to bring the lesson to life with a skit. So let's take a moment and see what we have in store for this week's skit.
Hey family, it's Miss Dina. I am here to do an illustration about this week's lesson. So we are talking about how it is more important to listen than it is to speak. Remember, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so therefore you should listen more than you speak. So I met up with some of our friends and we did a little obstacle course with a little bit of a challenge to it. So while being blindfolded, each person had a partner who was leading them through the maze or obstacle course that we set up. I want you to pay close attention to those who are doing it quickly. Are they actually listening? And those who are doing it slowly, are they getting the guidance they need to get them to the end goal? So we have to always remember that, listening is a very important skill to use. There's a voice that speaks to us and tells us exactly where we need to go because there's a plan and purpose for each one of us. And as long as we focus on that voice, we will always be able to get to our end goal. Hope you guys enjoy it.
foot.
Yeah, apple.
That's how it gets sometimes when you get angry. All those angry words come in, and you want to just react, but you have to stop and listen for whose voice.
Instruction.
But whose voice do you want to listen to?
The person guiding you. The person guiding you.
So who gives you instructions in your life every day?
The God.
Very good, very good.
Hopefully you all enjoyed that skit. As you saw, it is always important that you are listening closely, because sometimes important instructions are given to help you to know the next thing that you need to do. At this time, we're going to go ahead and jump into our memory verse.
Yeah, James 1 through 12. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger.
So the memory verse is everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry.
That one.
You want to practice it?
Yeah! Come on, everybody, let's go. All right, let's see. Okay. So, James. All right. We need to split into 3 groups. Start sorting. Let's go. Start sorting. Slow to speak and slow to become angry.
What's the verse? James 1,
It's
19.
19. Thank you, Factory Family, for joining us in this lesson, and hope to see y'all soon. As we leave, let's dance it on it.
I was lost with a broken heart. You picked me up, now I'm set apart. From the ash I am born again, forever safe in the Savior's hands. You are more than my words could say. I'll follow you, go for all my days. Fix my eyes, follow in your ways. Forever free in unending grace. Come on! Your